Welcome back, family. Welcome back to another episode of the Afro Elite. I'm going to be a little bit shorter this video because there's a lot of studying that I have to do. I got a big test tomorrow, so I'm trying to get some studying in. I know I normally say that, and I tend to be on here for the same amount of time I usually am. Dilly, what's good with you, bro? I want to start off by reading some of the comments from my last video. The last video I made was about what's this dude's name? What the hell is that dude's name? Oh, DJ Vlad. I made a video about DJ Vlad because I saw this clip where DJ Vlad was talking about how he likes black girls. Let's see something. Text. Okay. Oh, okay. Text her something totally different. All right. Excuse me. Sorry about that. That's my mom. Anyway, let me text her back real fast. I text her some name that she doesn't know of by accident with the copy and paste. But my last video was about DJ Vlad. Now, DJ Vlad was having an interview with Boosie. If you guys have seen that video, it's the latest one. You guys should watch it. He had an interview with Boosie, and he was trying to project colorism. He was projecting colorism onto black men, and he was saying, well, me, and he was speaking as if he was the representative for white guys. Let me do like this so you can see the hat. He was speaking as if he was the representative for white guys that date black girls, and how white guys are the ones who like the natural skin of black women. They like dark skin. They like natural hair. It's the black guys who don't like that. It's the black guys who are colorist. And he said that a couple times. And I broke that down. Now, there were some comments, and I want you guys to comment. Oh, Kenneth, how you doing? Brother, how you doing, brother? It says, keep up the good work, young king. Thank you very much. I definitely will. I want you guys to leave comments. I really do. That helps the channel, and it lets me know what you guys think and what you guys like about the video, or critiques or comments. Unfortunately, YouTube is very, very strict with the guidelines. I don't even know the guidelines. I would tell you guys if I know it. The guidelines are very vague. They do that for a reason. They make the guidelines vague so they can pick and choose which type of comments gets to stay up there and which doesn't. Now, when I made my video about the Stop Asian Hate propaganda, Asians was leaving a whole bunch of comments. I was like, okay, YouTube is gonna let Asians say what they want to say, but they'll take any comment down from a black person, even though it's not like a pro-violence or anything like that. So what I did was, to the extent that I could, I used the notification bar, so I saw some of the comments, and I copied them. The little bit that I did see, I copied it. So I'm going to read you some of the comments, and I'm going to do this for you guys so you guys can see some of the comments that were left. One person named Xbox1 says, thank you for saying this shit. White men, and I'm cursing because I'm quoting, white men love to fetishize black women and having sex with them despite never even living around or seeing them until they're adults. They have this whites, and that's kind of where it cut off. They have white supremacy or supremacists. It cuts off right there. So Xbox, I don't know if you can see this. Maybe you can send me. If you guys send me the comment, if you make a comment and you see YouTube deletes it, what you should do is when you make a comment, post it, refresh the page, and see if the comment is still up there. Because YouTube will automatically delete it. They won't even really let it go up there. They will automatically delete it. If they deleted your comment, you can send it to me personally, and I can read the comment about the video live. I can do that then. But it cuts off after white and SUP. So I guess that's white supremacy or white supremacist. I can't read past that point. But what Xbox is saying is definitely correct. They do fetishize black women. They never live around black women. They're always disgusted. Let me put this in for a better sound. They never live around black women. They're disgusted by black women. Then when they become an adult, they get this sexual fetish for black women, and that's all that it is. And they make it seem like this is some type of respect they have for black women. Okay. The next comment, Scorpio Reese says, I'm not sure why anyone black still sits down for an interview with Vlad TV. I totally agree. I don't understand why that either. He's filth. Nothing less color. Nonetheless, colorism is a global phenomenon. Everywhere on the planet where plantation economies existed, and it cuts off, because I can only see what the notification bar is letting me see. It cuts off right there, but it's saying ... because there's more stuff. I know there's more stuff. So I can't, Scorpio, if you're listening to this, if you can send me the rest of the comment, I will read that. But it cuts off at a certain point because I only see, I see a small little box, and I have to copy what's on that box, and I paste that, and I can't see the full comment. Now, Dylan, he sent me his comment on Instagram. So you guys, and my Instagram is J_Elite10, and on my Twitter, you can send that to me too. That's J_Elite10. Or you can just search up Afro Elite on Twitter, and now that's me. So you guys can do that. If you want to send it to, it doesn't matter, your Twitter, my Twitter, or my Instagram, I'll still copy and paste it and read it for you. Now, Dylan says, first of all, I ain't forget about DJ Vlad, what DJ Vlad said about our brother, Minister Louis Farrakhan, disrespecting him. So we need to boycott him. I fully agree. I was going to mention that, there was a lot of stuff about Vlad. That one little video that I made, I tried to kind of make it short. But I can make a whole video about things Vlad has done. I can make a couple more videos about Vlad. I remember that too. Vlad disrespected Minister Louis Farrakhan because he wanted to do an interview, and Minister Louis Farrakhan, being a real man and having better things to do, excuse me, having better things to do than talk to Vlad, he said no. And Vlad got mad, so he was throwing shade at Minister Louis Farrakhan, and then you have people, the black community, be like, hey, you need to apologize for what you said. You need to take back what you said. And he stood his ground. He said, no, I'm not apologizing. It's not going to affect my money, so I'm not going to apologize for it. So I already never really liked Vlad. There were some interviews he did that I thought were interesting. I will give him that. Not because of him. Not really because of him, because of the person he was interviewing. But I never liked Vlad. I never liked the interrogation questions he would ask. He's gotten people locked up. His interviews have literally been played in court and has gotten people in legal trouble because of questions he's asked, like he's giving some type of interrogation. It's like he's sitting in an interrogation room asking them questions. He's disrespected Louis Farrakhan. He's openly said he feels, in his opinion, black people don't deserve reparations. Like, this dude is anti-black as hell. I honestly don't understand why anybody is giving DJ Vlad the time of day. I don't even like subscribe to him or watch this. I was watching another video, and that clip was in that video. That's how I found out about it. So part 2, he says, white supremacists date black people because they're weird like that, and they'll have sex with you, then call you a nigger afterwards. That's true. If you guys remember the video I did. It's a fetish thing with them. I had told one of my used to be female friends who was mixed black and white. His female friend was mixed with black and white. Who likes white boys? Who likes white boys? Do you want to? Do you? Says, what do you want? But don't get you. Do what you want, but don't get you a white supremacist. Next thing I know, she's calling me racist and completely stopped talking to me. See, this is one of my issues when it comes to, and I'm just gonna be real. I'm just gonna be real. Not all, because I do know some who are not like this at all. Personally, I personally know some who are not like this at all. But I'm very weary of mixed people, especially mixed black people who are mixed with black and white, because they like to subscribe, they like to claim they subscribe to both the black side and the white side, and they don't really like you calling out white supremacy like that. A lot of mixed people really don't, because a lot of them, and I'm not going to say all, because I have some mixed people who subscribe to this channel who are going to be like, hey, what do you mean? But a large amount of mixed people lean towards their white side. A lot of mixed black people, they'll date white people. They don't tend to date black people. They have this, I'm mixed, so I'm more attractive than you. I'm mixed, so I'm smarter than you. They are very condescending to black people. They don't really have a lot of smoke for white people. They say they experience racism, especially, and I'm talking about especially the ones that can pass for white, especially the ambiguous looking ones, because just so you know, genetics is an interesting thing. It's an unpredictable thing. You never know even if you have a white father, black mother, white mother, black father, you never know what the baby is gonna come out looking like. You really don't know. There are mixed people who look completely black, don't look white at all. And unless you let them know that, oh yeah, their other parent was white. There are some mixed people, because black people have the most dominant gene. So most mixed people, they're genetically, they're more black. The black side is the dominant side, the dominant gene in their body, because the black gene is the dominant gene, the white gene is the recessive gene. That's just science. There are some cases where mixed people have a tendency to look like they can pass for white. They don't really resemble black people. They don't really resemble black people that much. So if they have their hair short or they have their hair in a certain way, they can pass for white. A lot of those ambiguous white passing mixed people tend to lean towards their white side. They tend to be kiss asses and suck ups for white side. They tend to be like, oh, well, you know, I'm mixed, so I can say this about black people without it being racist, because I'm on both sides. They act like they're in this bridge. There's no bridge for mixed people. There's no mixed race. You're either white the way they see it. You're either white or you're not white. You're white or you're not white. You're not half white. They still very much so believe in a one drop rule. Just look at damn, somebody said I thought this was about Kyrie. Yeah, this is. I just wanted to play this only like the first 15 minutes. I'm just about to talk about that. I really am. I just want to talk about my comments. Just be patient now. What's that? The king or queen of England or whatever, they're treating their baby racist, and the baby looks white right now. So you gotta watch out for those mixed people. You got to watch out for those mixed people. Now, before we talk about that, let me read some of the comments before we talk, because it's bigger than, and I want people to understand this situation with Kyrie Irving, this situation with StephenASmith, it's bigger than just them two individually. It's really about the principle. And this is a common theme that I've been calling out for a little bit. But let me say this. It says, Dylan says, when it comes to any black empowerment on YouTube comments, they're always deleting. Yeah, they'll always delete those comments. In Dallas, most black people don't even live around white people. I don't even live around them. The only times I see them is at college and a few times at work. Dylan says, I liked his interviews with our brother Godfrey. Yeah, I like those interviews, but it wasn't for him, it was for Godfrey. because you like Godfrey, right? Kenneth says the black people help Vlad make $10 million by supporting his show. Yeah, he's gotten big off of the interviews. His main interviews, his most popular interviews are the ones with black people. That's how people know him. Okay. Now, regular life. Now he was talking about Kyrie. So we're just about to talk about that. So let me make this clear for people who don't watch sports like that. Kyrie Irving is a basketball player for the New York Knicks. He is not, and this is just me reporting the news, YouTube algorithm. This is not me promoting anything. This is not me giving my personal opinion. But Kyrie Irving is not vaccinated. He is unvaccinated. In the state, now he plays for the New York Knicks. In the state of New York, in order to participate in like gym events, in order to participate in the game, this isn't a rule in the NBA itself, but in the state he plays in the state he's a team member of, they say you need to have proof of at least one vaccination shot. Some of them get two. I think Johnson & Johnson's the only one who only have one shot. I don't know if they changed that or not, but I think Johnson & Johnson's the only one. But you need a proof that you at least took one of those. Kyrie Irving said he doesn't feel comfortable. It's his body. It's his choice. So, and he feels like, this is still new. I'm still learning. The doctors are still learning. There's a lot to this. I don't feel comfortable with. Now, what they could have done is say, okay, home games that are played in New York, you can't play those home games. The team could have done that. Said you can't play the home games in New York, but when we travel abroad playing other games, you can still play those games. Now, he can't play the home games in New York, nor can he practice with the team in New York. So the team, the owner of the team says, okay, what we're not going to do is we're not going to have half players. We're not going to have players who are part-time. You got to be full-time, which means if you can't play in every event, if you can't participate in every event or practice with the team, then we're not going to have you on the team. You're going to have to sit this season out. So that's where the controversy is coming from. It stemmed from, okay, should he still be allowed to play? Now, Kyrie Irving is a very great player. He's a very valuable player to the team. They could have had him play in other games if he feels, which is his personal decision, not to take the vaccine. This is not me, and I have to say this multiple times, but this is not me saying that you should or shouldn't. I'm pretty sure if you guys have watched me long enough, you already know my opinion on that. But this is just me reporting the news about what they say. I'm not saying whether you should or shouldn't. So that leads us into some clips that we have, because StephenASmith has went on to talk about his opinions, give his opinions on Kyrie Irving not taking the vaccination. Okay. Now, so like I said again, and I feel like it's important for us to remember, he could still play. He could still play. So let me show you some of these clips. Now I gotta be, you know what? I'm not even gonna do that. I'm gonna play for you the audio because YouTube have been getting on me really heavy about the copyright stuff. So I'm gonna play for you the audio of this clip of StephenASmith. This happened 2 days ago. This is before Kyrie Irving's live, his Instagram live, which I'll show you in a minute.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kyrie Irving retires this season for at least 1 or 2 years and comes back.
That's not him.
He's that stubborn, and I don't see him getting vaccinated.
Let me tell y'all something.
This is Stephen A. You know what? I think I'll show it to you guys. It's just not the same just looking at the it's really not the same just listening to it, looking at my face, like, you know. Let me show it to you guys. Okay. Here it is, guys.
Brooklyn Nets need to get rid of Kyrie.
Now, his first thing is, despite the fact that Kyrie Irving is a great player, his first thing is to say the Brooklyn Nets need to get rid of Kyrie.
Got to go. He's just a problem. He's just a problem. I want to put everything in its proper perspective, Keyshawn, Kendrick, Molly. There's a whole bunch of people out here, myself included, maybe not you, Key, but a lot of us that had reservations about taking the vaccine.
That's true.
But we took it.
Yes.
Not just because of us, but because of the people that we were going to be around. And more importantly, the obligations that we have. I don't get vaccinated, I can't do first take. I don't do first take, I'm leaving everybody stranded. Not to mention compromising my own bankroll in the bottom line, which I was not going to do. Let me be very, very clear about that. Okay, I ain't apologize for that to a damn soul, all right? That's how I roll, okay? Having said all of that, even if that were not the case, if I'm a member of a team and we've aligned and we're mission-minded, I'm not going to be the one to jump off the train to compromise the mission. Okay? I'm going to be the one that stands pat and is like, yo, this is what we doing, this is what we got to do. Kevin
Okay.
Durant.
That's in this narrative of Kyrie is being selfish because he's not taking it. That's not a fair. Okay, listen. He is a basketball player. This is a very unprecedented time during a pandemic. This is not me giving my opinion. This is just me reporting the news. Kyrie Irving said he does not feel comfortable taking this. There's a lot of other athletes who do not feel comfortable taking this. Even LeBron had his, he was reluctant to take it. I had a video about that. There's a lot of athletes who are reluctant to take it. He's making it seem like Kyrie's doing something selfish for the team by not taking this. But the thing is, and I said this before, the thing is that he could still play. He could have still played. It's not like the NBA didn't have a policy saying all of the players need to be vaccinated. And this is what New York, the actual state of New York, is saying, that you need to be vaccinated in order to do certain activities, in order to go to certain gyms and what have you. So Kyrie is not being selfish. It would be selfish of the team to pressure somebody into putting a foreign substance in their body, whether it's good or bad. I'm not saying that it's bad. For the sake of YouTube, I am not saying that the vaccine is bad. I am saying that some people might feel it's unfair to pressure other people into getting it if they do not feel comfortable.
6.2 billion plus people have taken the vaccine. Whatever conspiracy Kyrie Irving wants to come up with, all right, good luck with that. But the bottom line is, that means you're looking at everybody else who's taking the vaccine, and that's the position that you're maintaining. People out there who don't want to take the vaccine, that's your personal choice. I get where you're coming from with that, but you evidently ain't a part of a team. Because if you're a part of a team and other people are doing it and you not doing it doesn't allow you to be a part of the team, then it comes time to make a choice and make the sacrifice and do what you need to do. Clearly, Kyrie ain't about that because Kyrie's about Kyrie. His heart might be in the right place philanthropically, charitably, in terms of the causes that he partakes and the donations that he makes and stuff like that. And he should not be excoriated from that. But the flip side to it is that his level of stubbornness has elevated to a glaring level of selfishness, and I completely applaud the Brooklyn Nets for taking this position. I said it before, and I'm telling y'all again. They'd give his ass away for a box of cookies if they could. They're so disgusted with this dude.
Okay. Let me address what he said. He's talking about billions of people have taken it. Okay. And this is, like I said, for the sake of the channel, I can take this off for a little bit. Like I said, for the sake of the channel, a lot of people have taken it. A lot of people have taken it. And I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing. I'm being very neutral with it. I'm just reporting the news. But let's be real. A lot of people have taken it very, very recently. It's very recent. So if there are, like there have been some reports, but if there are side effects, a lot of people might not have taken the side effects. How many people, just because a lot of people do something, doesn't mean it's a smart decision for you to follow along with a lot of people. A lot of people smoke. If a lot of people smoked, I just want to say, let's say millions of people started smoking a cigarette at the same time, smoked the same amount of cigarettes every day at the same time. And a month later, they all say, hey, 1 million people started smoking cigarettes. I can breathe just fine. You know, clearly this whole conspiracy that cigarettes are bad for your lungs, clearly that's fake. That's a conspiracy, because 1 million of us started smoking cigarettes and we're just as fine as we were before. But the thing is that the effect that cigarettes will do to you, it takes years. It depends on how much you smoke. It can take years to actually affect your lungs, to damage your lungs. So you doing something a week ago and saying, well, my arm didn't fall off and I took it yesterday, so it should be safe. It's not a conspiracy. There has been multiple reports. Even they have said it. Now, this is just me reporting in the news. Johnson & Johnson, and you can look this up yourself, Johnson & Johnson has admitted that their vaccine, the one that, you just take one, has admitted that their vaccine has given multiple women blood clots. That's what Johnson & Johnson has admitted. This is not a conspiracy whatsoever. So if you're looking at that like, okay, well, and notice they say that, they mention that in the news like one time. I was watching the news when they brought that up. They mentioned that one time and they never speak on that again. They never bring that up again whatsoever. So they're really underreporting. Allegedly, they're underreporting some of the side effects. So he should be cautious, or he can be. I'm not saying he should or shouldn't, but he can be cautious of what he does with his body. Now, for StephenASmith to say it's selfish of him, he's a part of the team, and this is what the team is doing, and he's leaving the team behind. He didn't say, it's not like it's an NBA policy that you have to get it. That's not an NBA policy. That's a New York City policy, or New York State policy. So if he was in a different state, he wouldn't have to get it. He could still be a part of the team. It was the team who said, if you can't be on, if you can't be on all the way, then you have to be off the team. That was the team's decision. It was really the owner's decision. He's the one who makes that call. It was the owner's decision. Hold on for a second. All right. Can we get the lights up, please? Can we get the lights up? So he'll say, oh, now notice too how Stephen A refers to black people, how he talks at black people, how he yells at black people. Stephen A doesn't do this to anybody else. I want you to think about, and after this, I see the chat is really blowing up. I'm going to read some of your comments in a second. I want you to think about how when specifically black celebrities say that they are reluctant to getting this thing, that they always have black people chastise them. I want you to look at this picture and tell me what do you see in common in this picture? Let me see. Okay. What's in common with this picture is you have all three of these people. Oh, I forgot that lady's name. Nicki Minaj. What's her name? Is Joy Reid. Joy Reid, that's her name. Now, Joy Reid was sitting up there wagging her fingers at Nicki Minaj. If you guys remember that, she's sitting up there wagging her fingers at Nicki Minaj, saying, oh, sister, you should have done better, sister. I'm disappointed in you, sister. You have all these followers, sister, and you spreading this misinformation, sister, and this is just wrong, sister, and you got more people listening to you, sister, blah, all that stuff. She's doing that literally sandwiched between two white people. Okay? Whoopi Goldberg, when she was, and I made a video about that too. Whoopi Goldberg sitting up there with her old lady crew on The View, talking about how LeBron, even though LeBron did take it, LeBron said it's people's personal choice, and he doesn't feel it's his place to encourage people what to do or what not to do. So Whoopi Goldberg is sitting up there saying, oh, you have a responsibility. You know, when you become a public figure, you give up your personal privacy, and how people who are not vaccinated should wear like a sign on them saying that they're not vaccinated. That's what I'm quoting, what they're saying. That's what they said. And now you have Stephen A chastising Kyrie Irving, calling him selfish, saying he's abandoning his team, and the Knicks just need to get rid of him, and the Knicks would trade him for a box of cookies if they could, because he's being selfish for not getting vaccinated. Notice how they always have, when they want to chastise a black celebrity, specifically a black male, particularly a black male, even though in Nicki Minaj's case, you know, Nicki Minaj is a female, but they always have a black person do that so they can ignore, and it's not them specifically. I want you guys to understand, it's bigger than the coons. It's always bigger than the coons. It's always the masters, the puppet masters who owns these coons, who controls these coons. They have them go out there and chastise the black people because they can lean back and say, okay, well, you can't say this has anything to do with race at all. This doesn't have anything to do with race because they're all black, and it's black people talking about other black people. This isn't a racial issue. You guys are just looking at it that way. That's why they have the coons speak on they're the voices. They're the black people. They're like puppets, the black puppets. And they got the white man's hand up their ass, and the white man is speaking through the mouth of these coons. Because, and the reason why I say that is because they're not very passionate about this like that. They really don't care about this like that. Because there have been a bunch of white celebrities who have spoken out, who said negative things about vaccinations. And this is not me giving my opinion on whether what they said was correct or incorrect, but this is me saying they've said negative things, and you have no black, none of these people especially, but you don't really have any black spokesperson, interviewer, talk show host, or what have you. You don't have them wagging their fingers. You don't have them saying any white person is selfish, or any white person needs to get kicked off of their sports team, or you know, you don't have them talking crazy to the white celebrities or to the white athletes who have openly spoken against this. But if a black person says, you know what, this is my choice, I just don't feel comfortable with this, or whatnot, or even in LeBron's case, he said, well, I did get it, but I just don't feel it's my responsibility to be telling people what they can do. I feel like if they make that decision, then that's just their decision. And you have these people sitting up there like, oh, that's selfish. That's selfish of you. How could you do this? But shame on you, sister. Wagging, Joy Reid literally wagging her finger. And they have these black people out there because then they can say, you can't go to ESPN, for instance, and say, okay, well, that was a racial attack on Kyrie Irving. Because they'll say, well, StephenASmith, well, anytime they have a issue with a black person, they get StephenASmith. That's his job, to yell at black people. That is StephenASmith's job, is to yell at other black people, because he's like really the biggest voice. There's not really a lot of black people on there, or at least there haven't been. Recently, there's been more black people there, but it's Stephen A's job to yell at black people. So they put Stephen A on there anytime they need to chastise a black person. Remember Colin Kaepernick. Anytime they need to diss a black person or chastise a black person, they get Stephen A to do that. So people can't message ESPN and be like, hey, that seemed like that had like a racial motive to it or whatnot. They can be like, well, no, well, Stephen A, he's a black person, so it can't have anything at all to do with race. If you remember the video I did about Whoopi Goldberg, when Whoopi Goldberg was criticizing LeBron James about his decision not to encourage it, they had Whoopi Goldberg and another mix. I don't know her name. I don't watch The View. I don't know her name, but another like kind of mixed looking black girl. She was there, and she and her, Whoopi and this mixed girl, they were doing the most shitting on LeBron. That's what they were doing. The other white girls, they were there being all calm and like, well, yeah, I just feel like we should do this. They have the black person be the most amped up, the most angry at the other black person, because they want that damn you damn Negro, you better listen to what the white person told you to do. You better do what the white person told you to do. They'll have the black mammy or the black Sambo do that, because you can't message The View, you can't message ESPN, you can't message NSNBC and say, hey, I think that was racial what you said about Nicki Minaj, or what you said about Kyrie Irving, or what you said about LeBron James. They'll be like, well, no, that was Stephen A, he's black. No, that was Whoopi Goldberg, she's black. Whoa, that was Joy Reid, she's black. You understand? That's their strategy. Now, I'm going to continue with the Kyrie Irving and Stephen A thing. Let me just read some of the comments here. Let me go up to where I left off. Neo Black said, what's up, fam? What's up, Neo? How you doing? And then he says, quote, just get the shot. Shut up and dribble. Yeah, that's pretty much what they're talking about. That's pretty much what he's talking about when it comes to Kyrie. That mystical lady, stop discussing it and let's go. And let's go. It says NBA equals $40 million slaves. Yeah, $40 million slaves. The players don't benefit from their billionaire handlers. They really don't. The players, so you know, even LeBron James, like the biggest players, like LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, all of them, the biggest players make a fraction of the amount that the actual white owners who can't play a lick of basketball actually make. There was one basketball player, and not only the basketball, actually the sporting event that people pay to see, not only that, they make money off of the player's likeness too. Nike did a shoe, I forgot who it was. Nike did a shoe for a basketball player, and it was in his name, and he said he didn't even like the shoe. He thinks the shoe is ugly. He thinks, I'm like, that's not, I don't really like that shoe. But Nike said, okay, well, we're putting it out anyway, and it's in your name. So we're using your likeness, even though if you like it or not. But can you imagine how much money they make off of the jerseys, the autographs, the TV appearances, the video games, 2K? All of these owners make billions of dollars, and they pay the people who are actually out there sweating, blood, sweat, and tears on the court a fraction of the money that they make. Okay. Sakina, hey Sakina, my sister's in here. It says Kyrie is in peak physical condition, under 30. Oh, I didn't even know he was under 30. I thought he was in his early. Okay, he's under 30. And the vax has a 98% survival rate. Now, this is true. This isn't a conspiracy. That is true. Who is he hurting by not getting it? That's a great question. Let's be honest, who is he hurting? Because everybody else on the team is already vaccinated. Everybody else on the team is vaccinated. So if it's super effective, which I'm not saying it is or it isn't, let me get them off the screen. But if it's super effective, who is he hurting by being that one person on the court who's not? Like, let's be honest. Neo says, They don't mention that. They tell him before the season that he wouldn't be that it wouldn't be mandated to take it. Exactly. That's a really good point you made. The NBA, the official policy of the NBA isn't mandated that you would have to take it. Now, remember when the NBA closed down last year and nobody was playing any sports games at all at the beginning of the pandemic, and then things started to open up again. The NBA, as they were getting their players back, the NBA said, okay, it's not going to be, the vaccination is not mandatory for you to take. So according to when he signed on, the vaccination was not mandatory. Now he's looking at, okay, well, you said it's not mandatory. I don't feel, I'm telling you what he says, YouTube. I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong, but he says, okay, if it's not mandatory and I don't feel comfortable, why is it a problem now? Now it's a problem. Why isn't it an issue? You told me before I came here that it wasn't going to be a problem. Now that I'm ready to play, now it's a problem. And then the virus has a 98% survival rate. Yes, it does. It says, Mystic Lady says, it's not cigarettes, it's hormones, steroids, and antibiotics in the food. J&J said that to begin with. Okay. Go to America Us Board of Pharmacy and view the drug monograph. I'm not okay. You're just eating your cigarette cancer. Okay. Okay. It says Whoopi isn't black. Whoopi isn't black. And then somebody says Whoopi is a coon. Oh yeah, she is. I don't know what you would say. Like, I don't know. Okay, so Whoopi Goldberg is married to a Jewish man. Oh wow, I did not know that. I knew she was married. I didn't know it was a Jewish man. Whoopi Goldberg is married to a Jewish man that launched her stand-up career. Whoopi Goldberg is an Oreo cookie. That's interesting. Didn't know that about our individual Whoopi. I was about to say our sister Whoopi, but I'm not gonna call her a sister. It says TFG was Mystic Lady, who is TFG? I don't know who that is. TFG was anti-J, and he wound up asking people to get it and was booed. Was anti, so I guess that's anti-jab or okay. And I don't know who TFG is. And there's Whoopi. Let me see. So it's contradictory. My body, my choice. Then went completely out the window. Exactly. Now, when you're talking about abortion, when you're talking about all that what they call health, the only time they bring up my body, my choice is when it comes to abortion. It's not really about health care. They're not talking about anything else besides abortion. And it's their body, their choice. It's their body, their choice. They have a right to do it. They protest to do it. Now, the same people who will say nobody, especially the government, shouldn't be able to tell a person what to do with their body, will say you should. They have nothing to say in defense of somebody saying that the government shouldn't have to tell somebody what to do with their body when it comes to the vaccine. And I'm not saying that whether that's right or wrong for the sake of YouTube. I'm just saying that that's a very big contradiction. Now, when it comes to abortion, it's free choice. It's your body. Nobody can tell you what to do. You can make that own decision. But when it comes to a jab, then okay, you shouldn't get a choice. This isn't about you. This is about other people. You're being selfish if you don't do it. So that's a big contradiction. Okay. Mr. McCoy says, I was waiting on this. He was bogus. He was bogus as ever. Yeah, and we're going to continue listening to certain clips. Last I checked, Stephen A. got out of pocket against non-black people, and they told him to apologize. Yeah, I think it was Asians. That Stephen A. because he was making fun of their names or something. It was he dissed Asians. He was talking about Asians' names and Nigerians' names, Nigerian basketball players' names, and they made him apologize. Notice Stephen A. doesn't apologize to foundational Black Americans. He's not apologizing to the FBA, but he will apologize to non-FBA because he doesn't control himself. I want you guys to understand these coons, especially the coons with the platforms, they don't control themselves. They don't control what they say. They say what they're told to say. So if somebody says, hey, I know we let you rant on black people all you want to, but these are not foundational Black Americans, so you need to apologize to the Nigerians. And he apologized to them. He apologized to the Asian people. But he's not going to apologize to Kyrie Irving for saying the Knicks need to get rid of him, and he's less to the team than a box of cookies. He won't apologize for that. He said stuff about foundational Black Americans all the time, no apology. And he's not a foundational Black American. He is not. It says, let me see. Dilly said, I meant they. Oh yeah, I know what you meant, bro. And then somebody says, Mystic Lady says, my body, my choice is between two people, not the government. These women demanding choice should talk to their partner. They should. I mean, now we're going off into like abortion and stuff, so that can be another video. But if they say it has nothing to do with the government, if they say it shouldn't have anything to do with the government, and the government should not make any rules about what a person does with their body, then that needs to be across the board. It can't be the government doesn't make any rules when it comes to a body if it's abortion, but if it's a vaccination, then the government gets to mandate. No, it has to be across the board. Either you have it or you don't. It's an airborne virus. Let me see. Oh, hold on. I skipped past that. Race isn't it. This whole propaganda is pretty racial. I will say that. Now, Neil says they're trying to say because MAGA is endorsing anti-vax that if you're anti-vax, you must be MAGA, which is Make America Great Again, Trump supporters. As if white supremacists don't take both sides of the argument. Some white supremacists do take both sides of the argument. Some are very pro-vax, some are very anti-vax. There are a lot of white supremacists who are vaccinated. Okay? Now, this isn't me saying anything negative about the vaccination for the sake of this channel, but this is me saying, oh, you think because a lot of the alt-right people, the alt-right white supremacists are saying they're anti-vax means that having questioning the vax is racist, or that's like the alt-right position of it. As if the liberals, as if the left side, it can't be racist at all. As if they can't be wrong. There are people on the Republican side who are vaccinated. So I mean, like, no, we're not gonna let them play those mind games. They play both sides of the argument. Peaches here saying low IQ. We're not about to deal with your trolling, Peaches. And then somebody says, the jab doesn't stop transmission. Kyrie is in peak health, physical condition. Vax players are still testing positive, so why should he get it? It's about control, not the health at this point. Stephen A had to apologize twice. Asian man and white lady. Yeah, he did apologize to a white lady. I forgot about it. Mystic Lady says Trump is anti-vax. Yeah, a lot of them white wingers are. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. There was a lot. If you remember, when the pandemic first came out, there was a lot of athletes and celebrities who were saying, hey, yeah, I got it. They're perfectly fine now. You really have to think about it. If they're in their peak physical condition, that means their immune system is up, their lungs are very healthy, their heart is healthy. They probably go to a doctor, get a physical very often. They don't have any other health conditions. And let's just be honest, and this is according to what the CDC is saying. This is in my opinion. But most of the people who have passed away from COVID happen to be people who have underlying health conditions. This is, Fauci said this. Dr. Fauci said this. This is not a conspiracy. This isn't even my opinion. This is what Fauci has said. That people who have like respiratory problems breathing, people who have heart problems, people who have diabetes, people who have other illnesses, or older people are at risk. They're the ones who are mainly at risk. These are the words of Dr. Fauci. These are not my words. So if people who have not had those, who do not fit in that category, they are pretty much fine. This is even according to the doctors who are pro-vax. The doctors who are pro-vax even say that. Okay, let's continue and read. Now I'm going to go into Kyrie Irving. Now, Kyrie Irving, I think, made a couple responses, like a previous response. But this was, I'm going to show you a little bit of what he said on Instagram. This is a YouTube clip of what he's, like the audio of what he said on Instagram. I mean, it's not really going to matter if you watch it.
That are dealing with similar things that I'm dealing with. You know, you got to put your livelihood on the line in order for a mandate.
Let me take it back.
Ask God for the words to come on here, because like this is not normal. You know what I mean? Like, this is not normal. What's going on? This is not normal. And I'm not gonna get too emotional on here either. I'm just thinking with my logic. You know, I'm just thinking for all those that are dealing with similar things that I'm dealing with. You know, you got to put your livelihood on the line in order for a mandate that you don't necessarily agree with all the way. Like, nobody should be forced to do anything with their bodies. Nobody should be forced to do anything with their bodies. Like, you only get one of these. If you choose to get a vaccine, I support you. If you choose to be unvaccinated, I support you. Do what's best for you. But that doesn't mean go around and start judging people for what they're doing with their lives. You know, like, I'm going to continue to serve others. I'm going to continue to be me. I'm going to continue to be there for people that need the resources, that need the information or need access to different things. You know, it's big fights out here for social issues. You know, we still got racism going on. We still got violence going on. We still got social injustices going on. And to process all that and still go out there and entertain, it's not the easiest job. You know, like, I'm human. I feel all these things. I don't just go home and just be thinking about ball all the time. Like, that's not reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really not reality. If you go home and you only thinking about your entertainment or your job or what you gotta handle. You know, like, the reality is that if you truly connected to the source, to the creator, you're going to care about others sometimes more than you care about yourself. You know, I love just people helping one another. That's always going to be.
Now, okay, you guys can check the full video out, but I just wanted to get you guys, like, the energy he was coming from with this. He's pretty much saying, hey, this is my choice. This is about my health. As a basketball player, he messes his body up. He can't play sports anymore. And I forgot the name, but there was another athlete who got it, allegedly, and he's not able to play anymore. So, if he feels like this is my body is my livelihood. The second my body stops working, I'm not going to be an NBA star anymore. So if that's how he feels about it, and he feels very skeptical about it, which certain people say, I'm not saying myself, but certain people say there's a lot of reasons for especially a black person to be skeptical. If he says, okay, you know what, this, you know, I just don't feel comfortable, and nobody should pressure you into doing that. So Stephen A goes again, and this happened, I believe, yesterday. Here StephenASmith goes to talk about it.
But I want to make sure I take the position, and producers, leave Kendrick Perkins and Jay Williams up on the screen, because I want to see them when I'm talking to them, and I'm talking to America here. You know, Jay and I are fine for those fools out there that think we got a problem. They don't realize.
Now, Jay, oh, hold on, let me move this. I forgot it. Okay, so Jay's this brother right here. And you know, of course, you know that's Stephen. Jay and Stephen had kind of got into it previously about the situation. I'll do it like that. Okay. So,
brothers, they don't understand. You understand? So we can have disagreement, but we good. Here's the thing that people are not getting, and I want to make sure that I'm clear about. I am no anti-vaxxer. I have been vaccinated. Jay's been vaccinated. I think Kendrick Perkins, I know you have. And we all believe you should get vaccinated.
Okay, hold on. Let me pause it real quick. Real quick. So, you know, all of these clips are from ESPN, and this is fair use. This is 100% fair use. The fair use is under the guidelines of comment news and research. Okay, I am commenting about the news. I'm spreading some news. This is fair use right here. Let me get that out the way.
Anti-vaxxer. Let me be very, very clear about that. I have an issue with Kyrie Irving. And by the way, as I tried to say yesterday, but I'll say today, it ain't about the vaccine. It's about what I label to be his selfishness when it comes to being a teammate of Kevin Durant, James Harden, and the rest of the crew with the Brooklyn Nets. That is the issue for me. If you don't want to take the vaccine, that's your choice. you are absolutely right. It's a personal choice, and it's other people's choice to react whatever way they want to. I choose to focus on a couple of things here. Kyrie Irving has been in this league damn near 10 years, if I remember correctly, about 10 years now. He's played over 70 games 3 times. This is the same Kyrie Irving that got hurt before the global pandemic.
Now, notice, Stephen does this too. He did this with Colin Kaepernick. If you guys remember, he did the same thing with Colin Kaepernick, where Stephen is now about to go through all of the. He's kind of going to discredit Kyrie. He's going to bring up a whole bunch of negative things that have nothing to do with this situation, this specific situation. He did this. He did the same thing with Colin Kaepernick, when with the purpose is you kneeling for the anthem. He's talking about, well, didn't he miss this? Didn't he throw this interception? Didn't he do this? Didn't he do this? He's doing that to say Kyrie Irving kind of sucks. So if the Knicks actually kick him off the team, he's already setting up the stones for the Knicks to get an excuse, saying, well, we didn't kick him off the team because of the mandate, because of the vaccinations. We kicked him off the team because he's just causing all of these problems. He's been a problem or troublemaker for a long time. So he's setting those stones up right now. The same way he was setting them up with what's the name? I just said it. I just said the name. Colin Kaepernick. I don't know why I was thinking of Nick Cannon. I have no idea why I was thinking of Nick Cannon. I don't know. But anyway, he's setting that up. I just want you to understand his strategy and why he's doing what he's doing.
And before the season was brought to a halt, when the season was scheduled to resume in the bubble, he was the vice president in a players association who had encouraged people not to participate in play in Orlando in the bubble. But he did so on his own without talking to CP3 and them and letting them know what his position was going to be publicly. They had to find out like the rest of us. He didn't play then. Then he's gone, so you take into account he got hurt and had only played 20 games. He got hurt, season gets halted. What does he do? He comes back 10 months later. 10 months.
I'm going to fast forward because he's going on a little rant about how bad Kyrie is.
In December, 7 games into the season, Kyrie Irving needs a break, disappears for personal reasons, initially didn't tell the coach or anybody else, okay? Knew he was supposed to come back, got caught partying with his sister, you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And at a party, all right, where you were exposed to all of that contact tracing and stuff like that.
Let me see if I can fast forward just a little, because he goes on a decent little rant.
All of these things going on. My point is transition that to where we are now. And where we are now is yet another reason why Kyrie Irving isn't playing basketball. KD is in Brooklyn because of you. James Harden, to a lesser degree, is in Brooklyn because of you. You helped bring these brothers together. And that's where I'm coming from. It is my belief. I'm not trying to say forget the vaccine because I understand that's a part of this discussion. Again, but what I'm focusing on and what I want people to know that I'm focusing on about Kyrie Irving is I believe you helped assemble all of this and you've left these dudes hanging yet again.
Now, but the thing is, he's not leaving anybody hanging. Nobody told him that there was going to be a mandate, that it was mandatory to take it. They told him actually that it wasn't going to be mandatory to take it. That's what they said. And according to the NBA policy, it's still not mandatory, according to the NBA, to be a player in the NBA. So it's not like he knew way ahead of the time as he was getting these players on the team that he was going to have to take it, and already knew ahead of time he wasn't going to take it. He's not leaving anybody behind yet again because he can still be a part of the team. It was the team owner's decision not to let him be a part because the team owner's decision, a white man, decided if you're not going to be a full player, you're not going to play at all. That was not his decision. He, according to him, he still wants to play. he still feels like he can play as long as he plays abroad outside of the New York State. He can still play. The owner was all like, okay, I own the team. I can determine whether you can play or not. If you don't want to play the whole time, then you're not going to play. That was his decision. It's not like it's not like what Steven, I was about to say Steven is making it seem like. He didn't abandon anybody. Okay? Plus, this is a very personal health decision. This isn't change the color of your jersey or whatnot, or we're changing the name of the team. This isn't a small decision. This decision is going to stay with you for the rest of your life. Way after you retire from playing basketball. You don't know what's going to happen. Or he doesn't know what's going to happen. So this isn't, he's making, oh, you're being selfish. If anything, and I'm not saying anything about the teammates itself, but if anything, people are being selfish by saying you should do something that you don't want to do for you should make a health decision that you don't want to make for the sake of a basketball team. That's selfish. That's what's really selfish.
Now, we can sit up there and say this has nothing to do with everything else that's going on in the
Which it doesn't.
Fair enough. But the one consistent common denominator that is inescapable is A, Kyrie Irving is a distraction. B, it usually involves him missing time on the job, which he signed up to do, which he encouraged other people to do, which he's getting $35 million a year to play. These are all the things that I'm pointing to. And that's where I want to go from there before we even get into what he said last night. Floor is y'all's.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, right? We all have our rights, and everybody have the freedom to do whatever they want with their body. But Stephen A., you made one word stand out to me just now. Clear. Clear. And you have certain people that go on here and say, you know what? Kyrie Irving is a version of Colin Kaepernick. No, the hell he's not. Because Colin Kaepernick made it very, very clear where he stands, okay, or where he stood for us with the NFL. I don't know what Kyrie Irving stands. He's all over the place, as you would say. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm watching the IG Live. I'm watching some of the former brotherhood, NBA brotherhoods, and they saying, oh, Kyrie, oh, yeah, you're doing the right thing. I stand with Kyrie. But guess what? It's another brother that's in the NBA, that's in Minnesota.
I'm going to fast forward a little
that
bit.
Lost 6 family members, including his mama, God rest her soul, by the name of Carl Anthony Towns. And he made it very, very clear to everybody when he stood with this vaccination. And he told people, go get vaccinated. You want to know something? When I saw what Carl Anthony Towns went through, that's what made me choose a side. And my thing is with Kyrie Irving, yes, it is your body. But tell me, what are you standing for? Make it clear to me. Because watching the IG Live yesterday, it wasn't clear.
Okay, let me stop. Let me stop right there. So you know, and this is research you can do on the CDC yourself. So you know, you can still catch and spread COVID even if you are vaccinated. Okay, this is not a conspiracy. The CDC has confirmed this. Even the FDA, who have approved vaccines, even though now they're trying to do it to kids, they've even said that you can catch, and you can still spread it. Okay, so his situation, and my condolences to that family. I hate the fact that anybody passes away due to this. I really do. But you getting the vaccination is not according to them, according to what the doctors are saying, isn't even proof. You're not immune to it, even if you have that. Okay. So he's saying, oh, I don't know what you're standing for. Kyrie Irving isn't making like this a political thing. Kyrie Irving is trying to be private about this. They're the ones who blowing this up and making this a big thing. It's not like he got on IG Live and made some negative post about it. Kyrie Irving said, hey, this is my thing. This is their thing because they're trying to chastise every single black celebrity or black public figure who does not comply with this mandate. This isn't even about whether you feel it's safe or not or taking a stance. He's saying, hey, this is just, I just feel like it's my body and I don't know about it yet. And and it's not, I'm not going to risk my life or risk something about me for something that I don't know about. That's his stance. I know his stance, and I only saw a fraction of his IG Live. He's talking about, I just don't know his stance. He was all over the place. Kyrie was not all over the place. Now, let me fast forward a little bit. Let me see if the, okay. Now, what, the other dude doesn't speak on this one. The thing is, let me get this off the screen. The thing is with, ESPN, they take like a lot, they take a bunch of clips. I was about to say millions, but a bunch of clips, and post them every day. But the clips are from like, they'll take an interview that's like an hour or so long, and they'll break that up into 7 videos. So the video I showed you is actually one of the longer videos. They have a bunch of videos that's like 3 minutes long, 2 minutes 40 seconds long, 5 minutes long, and then they'll have one that's like 10 minutes long. But if you literally go on YouTube and go to ESPN, they'll have a whole bunch of that. I'm not going to go through every single last video that pertains to Kyrie Irving on ESPN. But that's the gist of what's going on. That's Kyrie Irving's response. He say, hey, I'm not dissing nobody. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't. I want to play with my team. I want to be there for the NBA. I want this. But me personally, I just don't feel like it's safe. For me personally. And that's his decision. That's his right. Okay? That's his right. And then here comes Stephen A. sitting up there, well, oh, Kyrie, you cause all these problems. You be causing problems, blah, blah, blah. Problems. They need to get rid of you. You're being selfish. He doesn't owe his life to the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't owe his life. He doesn't owe his health. He doesn't owe that to them. They didn't tell him. It's not like they told him, yeah, you in order to sign up for the NBA, any vaccination they can come up with is mandatory. They did not say that. According to the NBA policy, it's not mandatory. They didn't let him know that. They told him that it wasn't going to be mandatory. So he's like, okay, cool, I'll play. Now they're saying, okay, it's mandatory. So he's like, well, I'm good. I'm cool. And I'm not saying my opinion. I'm reporting to the news. I am neutrally reporting the news about Kyrie Irving. This isn't even me talking about the vaccine. This is me saying what's going on with StephenASmith and and Kyrie Irving. This is a sports episode, YouTube. This video is about sports. Okay. I want to thank everybody for here. I've been on a lot bit longer than I planned on being here. Thank everybody for liking. Thank everybody for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do that, because we constantly coming out with more content like this. If you like it, definitely let me know in the comment section below. If your comment doesn't come up, if you keep making the same comment, keep erasing it, YouTube keeps erasing it, send that to me on either my Instagram or my Twitter at J_Elite10. I got for both my Instagram and my Twitter. Or you can just follow me on Instagram at on Twitter at AfroElite. It's easy to remember. I want to thank everybody here. I want to thank Dilly. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you, Regular Life, Neo Black, Sakina, Mystical Lady, Mr. McCoy, and Tasha. And Tangier, I just saw your comment. And Angus, thank you. I know who you people. I know who you people are, but I know who comments the most. So when I make my lives, I'm looking for. Okay, I wonder when Kenneth is gonna be here. I wonder when. I know who comments all the time. I know who comments some of the times. I know who comments all the times. So I look for your comments. I'm like, okay. I wonder where she there. I wonder where he is at. But I see you guys, especially when I'm saying I'm getting off. Everybody says something. So I appreciate that. See this. Yeah, he's working. Stephen A. is working to get them damn butter biscuits. Let me say. They don't mention Henry Ford. I would, Richard, in the comments. Tangier, this is my first comment from you. It says there's medical professionals who took an oath to help save lives and are walking off the job due to the vaccine mandates. Yeah, they took an oath. They spent years, dedicated, hard-earned years, dedicated their life to being a doctor or being a nurse, to helping people. And they're saying, hey, being a medical professional, I have reluctance. I have some reluctance to this vaccine. Okay? And this isn't me saying anything. This is what these are news reports. Okay? Some people are saying everybody has a right. Everybody does have a right. But I got to get off of here. Let me say this one last time. Every video, every clip I showed you is under the Copyright Act for news and commentary. I personally have not said anything negative about the vaccine. Personally, all side effects, even the ones that have been confirmed, are alleged in their conspiracy, according to them. And don't do your own research. Just believe anything a person in a doctor's coat tells you. And what's something else I want to say? Yeah, this was a news episode. This was not an episode about my opinion about said vaccine or anything. So YouTube. But I gotta go, family. I gotta go. Y'all be good. Y'all be good. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.